Life doesn't always follow the script we expect. Dreams fall apart, people disappoint us, and plans crumble without warning. In those moments, it's easy to ask, God, where are you? But even when life feels unfair, God's presence is closer than our pain. Trusting God isn't hard when life is good, it's hard when we can't see the way forward. When we're walking through the fog of uncertainty, faith becomes less about understanding and more about surrendering. Just because we can't see God working doesn't mean He's not working. Like a seed buried in the soil, growth often happens in hidden places. God uses our waiting seasons to prepare us for what's next. God's plan is bigger than our pain. When life feels unfair, it's tempting to believe that God has forgotten us. But Scripture reminds us that His thoughts are higher than ours. What seems like a detour may actually be divine direction. Trusting God often requires letting go of control. We may not understand why certain doors close or why prayers seem unanswered, but faith means believing that God sees the whole picture. Before every breakthrough, there's usually a breaking point. Joseph was betrayed before he was blessed. David was hunted before he was crowned. Sometimes, the very thing that feels like rejection is actually redirection. God never wastes pain. Every setback can become a setup for something greater. When life feels unfair, remember that God can use even our struggles as stepping stones toward destiny. Waiting on God is never wasted time. It's in the waiting that we develop strength, character, and endurance. Patience is not passive, it's powerful faith in motion. Trust isn't about having all the answers, it's about believing that God does. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 to 6 tells us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. That means letting go of our need to make sense of everything. Peace doesn't come from knowing the outcome, it comes from knowing the one who controls it. When you anchor your heart in God's promises, the storm loses its power to shake you. If you look back, you'll see that God has carried you through before. The same God who was faithful yesterday will be faithful again today. Sometimes the best way to trust God in the future is to remember His goodness in the past. Fear says, what if it doesn't work out? Faith says, even if it doesn't, God is still good. Trusting God means choosing faith even when fear feels easier. When life feels unfair, remind yourself, this isn't the end of your story. God is still writing, and His endings are always better than our beginnings. It's okay to cry. Even Jesus wept. Trusting God doesn't mean pretending everything's fine, it means believing He's working, even through the pain. One day, you'll look back and realize that the season you thought was breaking you was actually building you. When life feels unfair, trust the author of your story, He's not done yet.